Viene Modric, el centro, cabezazo, gol. Ronaldo! Manchester City are still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero!
Va a pegarle Ronaldinho Gaucho. Ya lo hace. Pierna derecha, directo al arco. ¡Golazo! ¡Golazo! ¡Golazo!
Excuse me, I'm just enjoying this. Buenas. Hello. Bom dia, boa tarde, buenas tardes, buenos dias, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time you're listening to this. For IG Live right now in the US, Eastern time, it's 8 o'clock. I know in Peru, wink wink, 7 p.m. right now. Hello from Peru, or hello from the US to Peru. That's exactly what I meant. Special thanks to un gran amigo, Gastuito Izaguirre. Thank you so much for shouting me out, giving me a shout out on your Instagram. Probably like 10 followers. I have like 4. So thank you very much for getting me an extra 10. It's great. It's amazing. So muchas gracias, amiguito. We have 3 people on IG Live. Oh my god, this is amazing. Let's get the show started. Vamos a hablar mierda de fútbol. Starting with... You know, I really don't know. I don't know you. What do you want me to talk about? Nobody's answering? Fuck it. Okay, so I said thank you to Gustavo because he gave me a great idea. That doesn't have anything to do with this. It popped up when I went to go look at it. Excuse me. Can you believe... Take a guess real quick in your head. Top 10 richest countries in the world. Top 10. I'll give you a few seconds. Okay, I'm going to start now because I'm on live, so I can't really waste so much time. Top 10 richest countries in the world starts out with Japan. Okay, Japan. 4.8 trillion. No, I converted it, so this is in dollars. $4.8 trillion. Hashtag Dubai. Nah, bro. Number 1 is Japan with $4.8 trillion. Second comes with Germany. $3.6 trillion. France is $2.5 trillion. Brazil is $2.05 trillion. Fifth is South Korea, 2.3. Now, so far in the top 5, we have 2 Asian, 2 European, and 1 South American. Iraq. No, it won't get Iraq. Okay, now we're going to continue. England comes in 6th with $2.02 trillion. Iran, close, comes in at number 7 with $1.6 trillion. Russia, number 8, $1.5 trillion. Number 9, Australia. Who the fuck would have thought that? With $1.37 trillion. And then number 10 is Spain with $1.3 trillion. Okay. You start thinking to yourself, how? Okay, number 1, how? Number 2, where are all the other bigger countries? Because we got Germany, France, Brazil, England, and Spain. Okay, those, and if you're from Japan or South Korea or Iran or whatever, don't get offended because you obviously know the other guys are the bigger countries. Where's Argentina? Where's Italy? Uruguay? Portugal, Italy. Did I say Italy already? I think I said Italy already. Mexico. They're not big, but they're known. And on top of that, they have endless amount of soccer teams. What the fuck, bro? Where's the rest? Where's the rest of these people? Where's everybody else? So it just blows my mind that you would imagine that a top football country would be, well, most of the top football countries would be here, especially with the players that they produce and the teams that they have under them. You know what I'm saying? Like Japan. I mean, Japan, they're really, really starting. They're starting with getting Iniesta, Podolski, I'm bringing in Fernando Torres. So yeah, they're going there. I mean, China's not even in there, and China in the real world, they're really, really, they have money. They got money. So, I mean, and then the United States now making it. Damn. And this is just the top 10. The original list was top 32. Top 32. U.S. was still didn't make it. Argentina didn't make it. Italy didn't make it. Mexico didn't make it. Portugal, I don't think, made it. If I'm not mistaken, Senegal's there. India? I can't remember. But, dude, that's crazy. That's mind-blowing. They should be, the smaller countries should really be, investing a lot. I mean, if you're a small country and you're on this list, you should really be heavily investing in the sport. Because the sport is always producing money. Okay, from a business side, it's always going to produce money. Number two, I think, honestly, the two teams or the two countries that performed well and that's on this list in the World Cup is Japan and Russia, and they're on this list. Well, they're on the top 10. I can't really give you the rest of the 22 that were on the original list, but Japan and Russia, they did really good, so they're showing signs. South Korea, they did good in the group stage because they knocked out Germany. Whoa. Who else did they have in there? They lost to Mexico, right? Yeah, and I think they tied Sweden. I don't remember. I just know they came last. And I know they knocked out Germany. So they did pretty good, but still, they should be investing a little bit more. And obviously, like the U.S. needs to do, as we've spoken in previous episodes, they need to invest in the youth. Start from the bottom and work your way up. Now, the South Korean league, the Japanese league, and the Russian league, they've been around longer than the U.S., but they need to invest a little bit more in the youth, and then once the youth program is building up, then work your way up and keep building up. It's kind of like what the U.S. is doing, but at the same time, the U.S., because of the culture here in the United States is different. Their mindset, or our mindset, works different compared to back, over in Europe and down in South America, where they're starting to realize that they need to invest in the youth and they need to work with the youth. They're doing other things like drafts, which is something that the football world is not really used to or accustomed to. So it's a bit different. But Japan, Russia, and South Korea, they've been around for some time. But since they have all this money, when it comes to this sport, they should. And even Australia, Australia didn't really do that good in the World Cup, but that doesn't mean that they don't have to heavily invest to grow their league. Because you gotta admit, say for example you're a president of the A League, which is in Australia, sponsored by Hyundai, not this podcast, the league. You want to be able to attract players, like Pogba, like Neymar, like Mbappe, Messi, Ronaldo, Dybala, and etc., etc., etc. Just so far, the A League has only brought in Alessandro Del Piero, who's a fantastic player and a great legend. They've also brought in David Villa, but that's only because of a deal that happened between New York City FC and Melbourne City, because they fall under the parent club, Manchester City FC. That's when he left Atletico, but New York City FC wasn't. Not that they weren't established, because they weren't established, but they weren't playing in the MLS yet. So David Villa had the opportunity to play in the A-League. So that's only 2 big stars that you've gotten in your league. Now, with all this money that you have, and obviously there's more to it than just, having to invest, but you have trillions of dollars. Trillions of dollars. Then on top of that, you're making money off of the clubs. You're making money off of, just with your name out there alone. So you can't tell me that you can't invest a little bit more. Okay, especially if you want your league to be big. One of the biggest leagues in the world. Come on, Premier League doesn't have to do anything. They really don't have to. All you have to do is just give them, 10 games throughout a weekend. You're set. They make a crap load of money. And on top of that, what network doesn't want Premier League? I guarantee you, if Disney could, Disney would freaking sign Premier League right away. I guarantee you. But that's not the point. The point is, top 10 countries. That's great for them 3. But the lower teams, the lower countries that are not on par with Germany, France, Brazil, England, and Spain, you got to step it up a little bit. Invest a little bit more in your youth. Invest a little bit more in your league, so that you bring that league up a little bit. Compete it with at least the other leagues, like the Portuguese league. I don't want to say League One, but the Dutch league, the Liga MX, even the South American leagues aren't too far behind. They're very, very interesting. Obviously, the thing is, the South American leagues, they produce more young talent than attract the typical star, which is Neymar, Pogba, Mbappe, Dybala, and all that stuff. Because everybody wants to play in Europe. That's where the toughest is. So the point I'm trying to make. Sorry, I'm going on and on. The point I'm trying to make is that these lower countries, they should step it up a little bit more. Get into making your league a little bit better, more attractive, and invest in your youth. Next subject is Team of the Week in the FIFA 18 Ultimate Team. Team of the Week, number 43. 43. We have the starting 11 is Jonathan Orozco, who's from Santos Laguna, who's the goalkeeper. Left back, we got Marcos Alonso from Chelsea. Right back, Dani Carvajal de Real Madrid. Center back, Steve Cook from Bournemouth in the Premier League. The other center back is Kendall Watson from Vancouver Whitecaps. That's in the MLS. It's a 4-3-3 formation. So right mid is Ricardo Quaresma, who plays in Besiktas. Center mid is David Silva, Manchester City. Left mid, Luis Nani, Sporting Lisboa. Right wing, Lionel Messi, Barcelona. The center striker is Sergio Kun Agüero, Manchester City. And then the left wing is Kylian Mbappe. Of course he made the FIFA Ultimate Team, because Kylian Mbappe is nasty. And look at what he's been doing. Fucking he won the World Cup. Alright? He came in to play at PSG, and he's already just lighting League One up. Already, this kid. Fucking amazing. Now, on the FIFA 18 Ultimate Team, the bench, I don't know if you really want to hear this. I'll just name the bench. There's reserves, but there's Mike. No, screw it. I'm not going to do that now. That's it. Let's talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. CR7 claims his dream, his big goal, is for Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. to be a football player. Now, of course, all the dads who play the sport, they want their kids to go out and be a footballer. But a professional, he wants it. He sees the potential in his son, and that drive that makes him, competitive and hungry for success. Now, he was in an interview the other day, and this is what he says. He's very competitive like me when I was young, and he doesn't like to lose. He will be like me, I am sure, 100%. I hope that with my experience, with my motivation, my goals, I can teach him some stuff. But he is going to be whatever he wants, which is good. Don't pressure your kids to do shit. I'm always going to support him, but of course I want Cristiano to be a football player because I think he has that drive. He has a good body, he's fast, he has skills, he can shoot. But as you know, he's going to make his decision, and he's so young, I'm not going to pressure him. But that is, of course, a dream to see my boy a football player. Of course. Plus, have you seen the guy's Instagram? You haven't? What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Go check out Cristiano Ronaldo's Instagram and just scroll through. You'll see that on his Instagram, you'll see a bunch of videos of Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. just doing tricks and little flicks here and there, and then his free kicks. My God, the kid is literally like watching Cristiano Ronaldo just back then. Like, holy crap, the kid is really good. So for him, if he does become a football player, I hope I'll still have this podcast, and I hope I'll be talking about him a little bit more. Sticking to Ronaldo, speaking on receiving the number 7 at Juventus, he says, of course, it's my favorite number. I spoke with the club at the beginning, and of course I spoke to Cuadrado, because that was Cuadrado's number, because he was number 7, and he said, it will be a pleasure for me to give you my number 7 shirt. So it was good. I'm surprised by the way it went, because the club helped me and Cuadrado accept it very well, so I'm really glad to continue with my number 7. Now my question is, because he said that he spoke to the club, and I don't want to make this a big deal, but did he speak to the club first about getting the number 7? Or did Cuadrado come up with the idea? Like, how did it go? Do you ever wonder that? Because it's kind of crazy that... It's not crazy, but it's like... Cuadrado had that shirt for what? 4 years now? Maybe 3 to 5 years. Cuadrado had that shirt. And... now we all know CR7. He's a big star. That's pretty much his trademark, CR7. That's his company. And then for him to just show up and be like, all right, I got my number 7. Now I'm not accusing Ronaldo. Don't get me wrong. I'm not accusing Ronaldo of just taking the number, demanding it because of how such a high profile player he is. But you gotta question it a little bit. Just to see what's going on behind the scenes. This time out, let's go to IG Live. Lewis, I'm just going to call you Lewis for now. I'm not going to say your full name. I'm pretty sure he asked the club first, to be honest. That's what I'm thinking, and that's exactly what he states. He states that, he asked the club's permission. But if it was me, I'd ask Cuadrado first, because it's his number. And then from there, Cuadrado would be like, yeah, dude, sure, it's your number, And then go to the club and be like, hey, we want to switch numbers. He wants to get whatever, which I think he should get number 11. He seems like a number 11, this guy, Cuadrado. And, yeah, so that's kind of it with that. Alright, next subject, moving on. I have one rant. I don't know let me know if you guys like my rants. Oh, time out. I remembered. So I posted, I think the day before, I posted on a few of my social media accounts, my personal one, I hope you don't follow that, and then my other 2 business pages. So I posted up the intro song to this podcast, and I asked, obviously you like it because it's amazing, come on, but I asked if it was good, like don't touch it, you don't need to work on it, or if it needed work. Now I got a little bit of both. I got, nah, it's perfect, it's good, leave it alone, excuse me, but then I got, nah, I need some work. Now the majority of people answered, it's perfect, leave it alone, don't do it. But I had some different points, people gave me some different points on why I should edit it down. And thank you for whoever is listening, whoever is on IG Live. Thank you for your input. I come to the decision that I am going to edit it down because it To most of the people that said no, it's because it's too long. So I agree. Actually, no, I don't agree. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't agree. But you guys are the listeners. I don't listen to the episode. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just hate hearing my voice. I feel bad for you because you're listening to me. I wish I had a better voice. But I am going to edit it down. So give me at least a week or two because I'm a very, very busy man. So in conclusion, I'm going to edit it down so it's shorter. Let's take it to IG Live. Brian, I think that's stuff that comes up in contract negotiations. Hey, you'll keep your number. Oh, true. That's oh wow. That's actually I didn't think about that. That sounds not a lot more logical, but it sounds like a logical idea. That in order to make him feel more comfortable, that they'd be like, hey, you can keep your number. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that idea. I'm actually gonna think that through. I'm just gonna ignore this bullshit. Brian on Instagram, thank you very, very much. Now I was looking online. I was looking for news stories to bring to you guys to see what's going on. According to a bunch of fans and pundits. Now, if you don't know what a pundit is, I think they use this term a lot in Europe. Those commentators that are on television talking about pre-games and post-match, whatever. They spoke about the list of Champions League favorites. Number 1. Take a guess. No, it's not Real Madrid. I got you there. No, it's not Barcelona either. That's fine. Number 1 is Manchester City. Now, can you blame them for being favorite? Or can you blame the fans and the pundits for electing them as the number 1 favorite? No. Manchester City is a stacked team. From front to back to front, inside out, sub, reserves. They're perfect. They're spot on. Now, I don't want to say perfect because knowing you guys or knowing anybody, you'll say, you'll come back and be like, oh, listen, in episode 28, you said this. All right, calm down. They're not perfect. They are a very, very strong team. They are experienced. Okay, number 1, they have experience because they just won the Premier League. They did go far in the Champions League. They did get knocked out by Liverpool, one of the finalists, runner-up. But I think with this chemistry that they've gotten since Guardiola stepped in, and hold on, Luis, I'll get to you right now. Since Guardiola stepped in, and with the chemistry that they've built up, and then on top of that, the additional signings, they signed like 3 to 4 people, but the biggest one was Mahrez, and then some youth signings, which is good because it adds some spice up into the team, and especially in midfield, with the signing of Mahrez, it boosts up. So now everybody's gonna be like, shit, the boss signed this guy. We got to step up our game so that he doesn't take our spot. So everybody contributes. So I think with all that, it adds a lot. And I think we're going to see a much, much stronger Manchester City team this Champions League season. So I agree with Manchester City being the number 1 over Real Madrid. Now, let's go take it over to IG Live. Lewis said Liverpool, as I was saying City. Nope, you already heard me. Wow, really, City? Didn't really expect it. Well, I mean, what I just said, you really got to think about it. Look at their squad. Look at already their 2 games that they've played. They already took out Arsenal. They beat Chelsea in the Community Shield. So far, their 3 games perfect. And then this past weekend, they won 6-1, I think, right? Or 6-2, something like that. All I know is it was 6. Excuse me. The other goal, I don't remember. But look at City. And you might say, but it's Chelsea. No offense. But it's Arsenal. No offense. And, but it's a smaller team. I forget who they played. That doesn't matter. They're strong, and they're not holding back. And I guarantee to you, they will not hold back. They won't hold back at all. They'll go over in the Champions League. They'll go to play whoever in the round of 16, the quarterfinal. They'll go to respect them. But they will not hold back. That's not going to be the case in Manchester City. Number 2 in favorites, FC Barcelona. and Messi. Okay. With Barcelona, no, I'm gonna be on the fence with this one because obviously I love the team, but I also have to criticize my own team. You notice Netherlands, nice jersey, right? Barcelona. Personally, I don't think they should be this high, not because of the lack of success, because they did win La Liga and they did win Copa del Rey, but the way they got dumped out last season, it was kind of a shocker because, and there's no disrespect to Roma because Roma is a fantastic team. They've been doing very well these past 2-3 seasons. They're fighting for obviously second place because Juventus takes it first the past 7 seasons. And yes, obviously Barcelona has Messi, has Suarez, Dembele, Coutinho, Rakitic, etc., etc., etc. But this season we did lose a big player. Okay, we did lose Iniesta. I still don't understand why we sold Paulinho. Not because he's Brazilian, but I think he really fit into the system really well. The guy he barely needed to mold into the team because he was already that Barcelona player. I like the signing of Arturo Vidal. That's great, fantastic. We need that aggressive player to play alongside Raki and Buzi. I don't really see Barcelona as a strong team. Good team, yes. Good team to play against, very much so. I agree, but I don't think they're on par with City and this next team that I'm going to mention, and the team after that. Well, no, actually, just this next team and City. I don't think they're up to City standards. Now, obviously, Barcelona has history, so it weighs a little bit more than City. But when you talk about the team, not on paper, the team itself, I mean, look how they played, and look how have they been playing in these past few seasons. Now, I'm not doubting Barcelona. I believe in Barcelona 100%, 24/7, all day, every day. But I just don't see Barcelona really, because we have Messi, we have Suarez, right? And go after Stegen, which I've never doubted. In center back, that's where my doubt starts, because we have Sergio Roberto as a right back, and don't get me wrong, he has done a fantastic job. Sergi has done a great job ever since Dani Alves left. He's done great things, but he's not a right back. That's not his duty. I like who we signed. We signed Nelson Semedo last summer, but he's barely gotten playing time. We need to really get this guy playing and get him used to the Barcelona style. In center back, we have Piqué, who's aging, and we really never honestly really needed. Okay, no disrespect to Piqué because he's a professional. Obviously, I'm here talking about him. I think it was a dumb move for Yerimina a dumb move for Barca to sell Yerimina because he did fantastic during the World Cup, and then for him to have a good World Cup, basically scoring more than his own strikers, and then you sell him. Anda la mierda, man. ¿Qué carajo es eso? Why would you do that? That doesn't make sense. You have a young, tall guy, as tall as Piqué. Get him in games. Slowly start bringing him in. Put him in a little bit more than Piqué. Because Piqué is aging, okay? And then on top of that, just think about it. Imagine the partnership between Yerimina and Samuel Umtiti. Two guys who had a good World Cup. Obviously, one won, the other one didn't win. Didn't win the World Cup. Didn't go as far. But Yerimina, you can't down the guy. He still did really good. Then on left back we have Jordi Alba. He's also, I don't want to say aging because he's still good, but I feel like we need to bring in a left back for Jordi Alba to actually fight for a spot, because Jordi Alba knows in his head that he has that spot. Okay, in midfield we're stacked. I think we can have a starting 11 with just our fucking midfield. Like, it's ridiculous. We got Arturo Vidal, Busquets, Rakitic, Denis Suarez, who I'm dying to see break through to the 11 and get a starting spot, because he's a great young player. And I hate when Barca does. I hate when big teams do this. They sign young players, that they excite and get the hype up for, but then sit him on the fucking bench. Why? You might as well have just left Denis Suarez playing at Villarreal, because you would get more playing time over there. We have Denis Suarez, we have Sergi Roberto, who's an actual midfielder. We have Rafinha Alcantara, who they're about to loan out, who is also a great youth product from Barcelona. Why are you going to give him up? Okay, we have Munir, he's a forward, but he also plays mid. Okay, we have Messi, Suarez, Coutinho, Dembele. Like, come on. The fuck, we're stacked. But my point I'm trying to make is that I don't think they're ready to be on the same level as City and the third favorites. Third favorites are Juventus. Juventus have been strong in the Serie A in Italy for 7 seasons consecutively. Now, you can't take away from them their Champions League success. They might have not won, but in 2015, they went to the final against Barcelona. Yes, we beat them 3-1. But still, they've gone far. They've been far. They've made themselves known to be at least in the last 8 and the last 4 consecutively. Okay? And with the addition of Ronaldo, with the addition of CR7, and all these other, smaller signings, who did they sign in midfield? Emre Can. That's great because then Sami Khedira and Matuidi can actually fight for their spot. So it'll be more hunger, more wanting success, more wanting that starting 11 spot. João Cancelo, the other Portuguese, he's a left back. I can't remember who else. I know they've signed. Spinazzola. And they have a lot of depth. So I think, honestly, Barcelona should be in third, and then Juventus should be in second. Because, honestly, I mentioned it to you guys about, 2-3 episodes ago, about their depth. And I posted it on the other business page, Mundo D Futbol, D-E-E, Futbol. So, Juventus has... they have options, man. They have options. In fourth, I'm not going to talk too much about Juventus because, dude, what is there to say? And what is there that you want me to say? Juventus, they're stacked. Okay, they have 2 goals. They have 2 players per position. You don't think they're going to make it to the last 4? Algo está pasando en tu mente. Porque Juventus tienen un equipazo. Exactly like Manchester City. Coming in fourth is Real Madrid. Now, why did Madrid drop down so low? I'll tell you why. Real Madrid dropped down so low because of Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay? Cristiano Ronaldo left, and obviously he's a huge player. Top-notch player. So obviously they're going to drop down. Yes, they still have the likes of Lucas Vázquez, Isco, Asensio, Marcelo, Sergio Ramos. I can keep going on, Carlos Navas. And now they added Courtois, which will be good. It's good for Real Madrid because now they'll have that, like I've been saying with all the other teams, they'll have that, I want that starting spot. So they'll fight for the starting spot. And now the deserved player will start between Navas and Courtois. So with Real Madrid, and on top of that, they're champions 3 times in a row. Okay, 3 times in a row. So you can't take that away from them. They have to be up there as favorites. And plus, on top of that, it's Real Madrid. Come on, bro. You're not gonna. The day you don't say Real Madrid is a favorite, something had to happen. Either Florentino Perez is not the president no more. They don't have money. Whatever it is, but Real Madrid will always be a favorite. Always be at least a top 5 favorite, hands down. Coming in 5. Coming in 5th, which I think it's odd, but I think it's only because of the names and the players, is PSG. PSG, yes, I know, coming over Bayern Munich, because Bayern Munich is the 6th Champions League favorite. Excuse me. I think with the addition of Gigi Buffon made an impact with, being the favorite because he's a world-class goalkeeper. He's a favorite player for anybody and anybody. I mean, you can't hate the guy. And then with the likes of, they have Thiago Silva, Marquinhos, Kimpembe, what's the other guy? Kurzawa, Dani Alves, Rabia. Damn it, who's in there? Verratti, Neymar, Mbappe, Cavani. I don't know if Ben Afra's still on the team, but even though, he still adds to it. So PSG, they have a stacked team. They're still a young team, but they gained more experience, especially with that whooping that they got from Real Madrid last season. Holy shit! I mean, holy shit. So PSG, I see them more as a sixth favorite rather than the fifth. But going on to the sixth, Bayern Munich. Now, Bayern Munich, if you've realized, Bayern Munich, their team is aging. Now, yes, they have James Rodriguez and they have Thiago Alcantara and they have Lewandowski. But no, actually no, not Lewandowski. They have Lewandowski, but he just turned 30 yesterday. Happy belated birthday, by the way, August 21st. So they have Kingsley Coman, who's a great left winger. I mean, he's fantastic. He played for PSG. He won at PSG. He's played for Juventus. He won at Juventus. And now he's at Bayern Munich, and he's won almost everything except for Champions League. I think. Yeah, should be that. So, bro. Like, the reason why I put Bayern Munich over PSG is because they have that experience. Most of this group that they have now, is excuse me for that interruption. Family emergency. No, I lied. Someone called me from a family, but it wasn't an emergency. Okay, so last thing I was saying was Bayern Munich. The only reason why I put Bayern Munich in fifth place is because they have more experience, and most of this experienced team, was the team that won the Champions League a few years back, 2014, because that was the same year Germany won the World Cup. So those are your top Champions League favorites. You disagree? I don't care because it wasn't me who put it out. If you do disagree, you want to say something about it, join another conversation with us. Go on Twitter. We are at MDF Podcast 1, and tell us who your top 6 Champions League favorites is. Moving on, let's talk about transfers. Now, we were just speaking about Barcelona and PSG, so guess what? That's what we're going to talk about. There's the rumor going around. Busquets and Rakitic are apparently being offloaded and going to PSG. Now, you might say, Barcelona is really stupid. Yeah, at times they are. But I guarantee to you that they're not going to let Busquets go or Rakitic go. And if they do let Rakitic go, it won't be this summer. It will be next summer. I guarantee to you. Because Barcelona has a thing with the players that they buy, they tend to offload. Especially the good players that they buy, they tend to offload a little bit later. But the players that come up through the ranks, they either let them retire or let them decide when they want to leave. So Busquets isn't leaving unless he says so. But it would be a monsters team if you have Busquets and Rakitic as PSG with Verratti. I can't remember the rest of their midfield. I know they have Lassana Diarra, but that guy's way overaged. He's old. He's like in his 30s. I don't remember the rest. Excuse me. I know Matuidi's not there because Matuidi, he left 2 seasons ago to go play for Juventus. I don't remember. Balotelli was looking for a team. Nobody wanted him. The only team that wanted him was the team that he wanted to leave. OGC Nice. So he's staying in League 1 and he's going to play for OGC Nice. once again for another season. Who's next? I'll save this one for last. Mourinho prediction. Someone predicted. Don't ask who because I don't remember. Someone predicted that Mourinho will be out by December. That will be Manchester United's Christmas gift. Jose Mourinho being sacked. I don't see it happening. If it does, sue me. But I don't think so. I think Man United is going to stick with this. There's also actually a rumor that I was reading before I started the show about Manchester United wanting to the fans of Manchester United wanting to fire the club chairman, who basically is the one that buys the players, Ed Woodward. The fans want him out because of the fact that since Jose Mourinho likes to cause up a stir and likes to cause drama, he's the one who has been saying that Ed Woodward, Mr. Ed Woodward, didn't buy any players this summer. And we all know Jose Mourinho wanted Toby Alderweireld, whatever his name is, Jerome Boateng. He wanted a bunch of other players. I can't remember off the top of my head. I have a horrible memory. So he wanted to sign a bunch of players, and Ed didn't bring them in. Ed didn't buy. And obviously during the summer, the person that gets the most attention is Jose. Why? He's the head coach. He's the one who tells the club chairman, I want this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Now, obviously, Ed Woodward isn't in the media all the time. So who are they going to blame? They're going to put the blame on Jose Mourinho. But in reality, Mr. Ed Woodward is the one who makes the buys. So they want him out. But there's people speculating that Jose Mourinho is going to be out by December. Who knows? There's also a rumor. Now, these are all rumors. This is the transfer segment. Claudio Marchisio, he just ended a 22 career stint with La Juventus. Now, he's been there all his life. He came through the academy. He played on the reserves. He went on bench. He got a starting spot. But he decided that it's best. He loves the team so much that he said, you know what? I know what's best for the team, and what's best for the team is for me not to be here. So he decided to leave. Now he's a free agent. He doesn't have a certain team to go to. So the rumor is 2 rumors. 1 country, 2 teams. Marchisio is being wanted at AS Monaco, which would be good for Monaco because he has that experience. Excuse me. So it'd be good, but this next team would be monstrous with him. Not monstrous. I'm exaggerating, but it would be a good buy. It would be a good buy, like cash buy, not a good buy. PSG. Buffon is reportedly talking to Marchisio for him to come over to PSG and play with him and Verratti. So then you'd have 3 Italianos playing at PSG. I like that one better. Plus, I support PSG, so I'd like that one better. Gael Clichy, or Clichy, however you want to say it. Felipe Luis, Alexandro, and Rafael Guerreiro are all being looked at by PSG. I don't know what's wrong with their left back. The left back is perfectly fine. Kurzawa is a good left back. But I guess they want to add some oomph to that so that they can fight for that starting spot. So he deserves it. Gael Clichy, you guys know, is a French left back. He plays at either Besiktas or Fenerbahce from Turkey, the Turkish league. Felipe Luis is the number 1 guy who's being looked at. I know Young Oblak came in onto a interview the other day, saying how he wishes that Felipe Luis would not leave. So that doesn't necessarily mean that he's leaving, but I guess Young Oblak is aware of the situation that Felipe Luis is wanted by PSG. Alexandro, another left back. Well, these are all left backs from Juventus. He's also being looked at. I don't think he'd leave, especially what Juventus got going for them now, especially with CR7 there. I don't think you want to leave, bro. I think Alessandro wants to be the next Marcelo. Okay, so I doubt it. Rafael Guerreiro, I don't know where he plays. If I'm not mistaken, he plays in France, but it might be Lille or Lille. I don't know how you the French pronounce him. So yeah, Gael Clichy, he's a little too old. I don't know why PSG would go for a player like that. He's old. That's it. PSG should just stick to their young guys. Stick to buying young guys. Now I know you might say, but Buffon. I know, but I mean, come on. You want to sign Buffon? I would have loved for Red Bull to fucking sign Buffon after Luis Robles stops playing. Obviously, Karius. It looks like it's almost official that he's being headed out to Turkey to play at Besiktas. I feel bad for the guy, not because of what happened, but partially because of what happened. But he's leaving, and he's just leaving in such a dark manner. Like it's so, like it's like shade being thrown at him. You know what I'm saying? Because after all that, like the fans still loved him, the fans still supported him, and even Klopp still supported him. And even Klopp came on the media the other day on a press conference saying he didn't want to sell Karius because he wanted to continue to be there and support him. But he knew Alisson was going to get more playing time than him, so he didn't want to take that away from him and have him just sit on bench. On top of that, the rest of the world, including me, will post the memes about him. So, thank God he left, so he can get more playing time. And, hey, hopefully he makes some history with Besiktas. Hopefully he has a better, I really can't say, or nobody can really say a better run, because he went with Liverpool to the final. They got to the final together. Alright, yes, it's the biggest stage of his career, especially it being a Champions League final. But who got Liverpool there? Besides being, I know it's a team group, but who got them there? What goalkeeper? Karius. People might make fun of him, but he was there. He was in that net, blocking those goals. Okay? They beat Manchester City, one of the best teams in the world currently, right now, as we speak. He stopped some goals for against Real Madrid in that final. Who was the semifinal against? Against Roma. That's not a good thing. Anyway, but you get what I'm saying? Like, they started with him, they ended with him. He was in the final. Okay, he might have made sloppy mistakes in the final, but you can't take away what he did for Liverpool to get to that final. So in reality, you still got to respect the guy. Doesn't matter. And I understand that in the sports world, one little mistake can cost your career. I get that. But we're all human. Come on. We all make mistakes. Messi makes a mistake and people are on him for a few days or a week or whatever. But then right after he comes up with this, boom. That's it. Same thing with Ronaldo. Same thing. Well, no, Neymar. Everybody picks on Neymar constantly, but that's because he doesn't himself. Fucking diving left and right. The last transfer rumor that I'm going to mention for today, before I get into 1, 2, 3, 4. I forget. Anyway, I have 4 more topics left. Antoine Griezmann, the French World Cup winner, striker, and Paulo Dybala, the Argentino who plays for Juventus, are being linked to Bayern Munich, FC Bayern Munich, but not for this summer. They want to sign them both next summer. Now, number one, it's a dumb move to announce it to announce it, not to move for them, because to move for both of them, holy shit, man, you got balls. Moving for them, it's like, whoa, you're taking away Atletico's number one striker, and you're taking away Juventus' young star, future star. I mean, he's a star now, but he's a young star. He's that Mbappe Neymar generation. Like, what would Juventus do? Obviously, they have Ronaldo, but think about it. Ronaldo's 33. He's not going to stay there for 9 more years the way he did at Real Madrid. That's not what he's going to do. He'll stay there for like 3 to 4 years. But Dybala can stay there for 9 years. 9 more years than what he's already there. It's a good move. It's a very good move. Do I think it'll happen? I don't think Juventus is going to let him go. Griezmann, maybe so at least Atletico can cash in on him. And on top of that, he's been wanting to leave these past few seasons. This past summer, for some reason, he decided to stay at Atletico. Can you imagine? Take away Lewandowski, who's also a powerhouse goal-scoring machine. He's fantastic. But, like I said a few minutes ago, he just turned 30 yesterday. I'm trying to see the camera. He just turned 30 yesterday, so he doesn't have much left. Unless he's Ronaldo, who has the body of a 20-year-old. No, he doesn't. Griezmann is still young. Dybala is much younger than Griezmann. So imagine investing in those two. And imagine having those two up front against you. Forget about it. Just forget about it, man. Shit. I'd be afraid to be Schalke, Dortmund, Augsburg, Werder Bremen, Wolfsburg. I'd be afraid to be any of those. Because Griezmann and Dybala, then Thiago Alcantara in back you, along with, what's the other fucker's name? James. And then Kingsley Coleman. And then whoever else they have on the right. You screwed, man. You screwed. Alright, that's it with transfer rumors. Let's see. How much time are we at right now? Okay, I guess I still got room for one more topic. Maybe 2 more topics. Okay. Gary Neville. Sorry, it took so long. Gary Neville claims Manchester United should be supporting their head manager. What does he mean? This is what he says. He is in the 3rd season, and I think he will feel extremely disappointed that he wasn't supported in the transfer market. Exactly what I said a few minutes ago. Sorry, I lost what I said. Damn it. Alright. He is in his 3rd season, and I think he will feel extremely disappointed that he wasn't supported in the transfer market. Like I said, that's what... Who is this? Silorina. I can't remember, but hi. He says, you can't leave a house 3/4 built. You have to finish it and complete the build. Then you can think about selling it or renting it, because nobody's going to pick it up off you half built. Now I agree with Mr. Gary Neville. Time out. We're going to Celorina. Where's Gaston? Your ugly sidekick. Oh! Marcelo, the Portuguese. Yeah, I remember. Excuse me real quick. Gaston is not available. I have no idea where he is. He should be home with his 7,000 kids. And I don't know when I'm going to have him on. He's always busy. Alright, back to Gary Neville. Now, what he's saying is that the club should be supporting him. So basically, Gary Neville has switched sides, because before, Gary Neville was jabbing and attacking Jose Mourinho, it's his fault, he's being this, he's being that, blah, 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 blah. So now, he's on Jose Mourinho's side. Okay? I agree with Mr. Neville in a way where, yes, the board should be supporting him no matter what. But we all know how Jose Mourinho is. He loves to complain, and he loves to cause a stir with the media, with everyone around him, when he doesn't get his way. That's what he's been doing since he started at Sporting Lisboa. I think that's the team that he coached. Yeah, I think so. Or no, FC Porto. I can't remember. One of those Portuguese teams. He really should stop complaining about how his team needs this player and that player and just focus on who he has. Because he has a good team in front of him. Okay? And don't get me wrong. Obviously, damn it. Obviously, like the other teams in the Premier League and all around the world, what most of them have done this transfer market was just add a few players here and there. Like, for example, Manchester City. They've added, a couple players here and there just to boost themselves up a bit. Barcelona did the same thing. Juventus did the same thing because Juventus already had a core group, a very, very good group. But they added a huge star and they added a few signings here and there. That's all they did. They're not changing completely. Now, in Manchester United's case, it's not that they don't have a good team, because they do have a good team. They really do have a good team. It's just the world is not used to seeing, the football world is not used to seeing Manchester United play so defensive. That's not what we want. We don't want defensive. We want attacking football. That's what Manchester United has been doing for so many years. Okay, even before the Fergie days. Before that, but ever since Ferguson stopped and he left his post, Manchester United is not the same anymore. Okay, and what Mourinho has to do right now, and I get where Neville's coming from. Not that I get where he's coming from because I've never been in that spot, but I understand his mindset. We should be supporting Jose Mourinho and just, if he wants this player, then get that player. I get it. But, listen. If in the transfer market nothing worked out, guess what, Papa? Move on. That's it. You didn't get this player, this player, this player. Fine. All right. You can be pissed off. Let it be pissed off for about an hour or two, or whatever it is. But after that, that's it. Now, all right, we got a trophy to win. We got 3 trophies to win. We got to bring in the FA Cup. We got to bring in the Premier League. We got to bring in the Champions League. Okay? They're all realistic, and they all can happen. Oh, and the AFL Cup. So 4 cups. Focus on what players you have. Okay? You brought in a few players in January. You brought in a lot of players the summer before. Focus on those players. Okay? That core group that you have right now, use them. Don't worry about this player and that player that plays for that team, that plays for that team, that plays for that team. Don't worry about that. Those signings, they'll come. They'll come when it's time. January and then in the summer again. Okay, but right now, Jose Mourinho, what he needs to do, he really needs to focus on his team right now. Okay, because he has a team in front of him. He has a youth academy. Okay, and I get that. Like what I've been mentioning before, is that teams need to be able to, especially teams that are doing so good, they need to add little signings here and there so that they boost it up. So add some spark into the team. But just focus on the team that you have now, okay? Focus on the team that you have now and stop playing defensive. You really got to stop playing defensive, because that's not how Man United plays. And if that doesn't work out, then guess what? The other big rumor, let me go back to transfer real quick, is that Zidane is highly recommended and highly wants the Manchester United job. I would love that. I would love it. Because he did a good job at Real Madrid. Now it's a bit different. It's a bit different because, all right, I'm not going to get into that. But if Jose Mourinho is not going to do the job, if he doesn't do anything this season, then at the end of the season, as Manchester United board, knock him out. Boom. Zidane's free. Hopefully by then he'll be free. Bring in Zidane. And do what Guardiola did. Because Zidane's doing basically the same thing as Guardiola doing. That Guardiola is doing. Just not the same leagues. Okay? Zidane started out in the academy with Real Madrid. Then he moved to be Carlo Ancelotti's second-hand man. Then he took over Real Madrid. And he brought in 3 Champions Leagues. 3. Not 1, not 2, 3. Consecutively. Now, as a Manchester United fan, I'm not going to expect so much success within one season. Okay? Zidane needs to be able to work for the team. But this is me just like daydreaming. Okay? But with the whole Mourinho situation, he has to stop being a baby. Okay? Stop being a baby. Stop crying. Stop bitching about how you didn't get this person, whatever it is. Stop bitching about that you didn't get what player you wanted. Focus on the team that you have now, and then work your way. Work your way up with that team. And I guarantee you can get world-class games out of these boys because you have a strong team. It might not look like it because of the way they've been playing. Excuse me. But Manchester United has a good team. Okay. My last topic that I'm going to talk about, because we are how much time? Okay. Yeah, we have a lot of time. I've been speaking for a lot of time. So apparently, time real quick. That's why it works when I have a guest, because then I don't stop. Apparently, all the fans in the world and all the pundits that have noticed that Juventus have bought CR7 are saying that Juventus have no excuse this year if they don't win the Champions League. No. You're wrong. If you don't think you're wrong, fuck you. Sorry. You're basically saying that Juventus should be handed the trophy. Why? Because they have Ronaldo? No. I don't give a shit how great Ronaldo is. That doesn't mean... With Juventus signing CR7, that does not mean... It does not mean that they win the Champions League automatically. No. So what, you're saying that just because they've added a big player to the squad doesn't mean they automatically win the trophy? PSG signed Buffon. Does that mean they should win the trophy? No. Doesn't mean that. And that's no disrespect to Buffon. Barcelona has Messi. Does that mean they should win? Look at these past few years. Has Barca won? Yeah, back in 2015. Have they won ever since? No. And they have one of the best players in the world. So what you're saying, you as in, if you agree with this statement that I'm reading, is that Juventus should be handed the trophy basically because they have CR7. No. That's wrong. Because then, what you're really saying is, in other words, Barcelona should win the trophy because they have Messi. And you can't say that Messi isn't one of the best players in the world. You have to say he's one of the best players in the world. Because him and Ronaldo have been the two best players in the world in the past decade. The things that come out of people's mouths, and I'm sure I'm part of it, not recently, is that it's retarded. It doesn't make sense to me how you think that just because you get one of the best players in the world, obviously currently with, if you're going to follow the Ballon d'Or and the best player, all that stuff, just because he has those trophies doesn't mean you automatically win the trophy. Like, oh, you signed Ronaldo? Here's the Champions League. No. It doesn't work like that. And that makes no sense, and it's very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. Because, and on top of that, you're not thinking. And on top, what pisses me off more is that you're a pundit. You talk about the game, you analyze the game, you talk about the strategies, you talk about how they play, you talk about how this player plays, blah, 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 blah. You talk about all this stuff, and now because they just signed Cristiano Ronaldo, means they automatically win the trophy. Get the fuck out of my face. Anda la fucking mierda, porque no sirve, y no entiende. Okay? How is it that So alright, you get Ronaldo. You think automatically they're just gonna gain chemistry? Like, oh yeah, I know how to play with this guy. I've been playing with him for years. On top of that, you signed 4 to 3 other people. Yes, I understand their first game in the league, they won. They won 3-2 against Chievo Verona. 3-2. Okay, so like the score like that in the Champions League isn't going to get you anywhere far. It's not going to get you anywhere far. Believe me, it's not going to get you to the final. It's just not. That's not how it works. They need to build chemistry first. Okay, they need to get used to how Ronaldo plays. Ronaldo needs to get used to how Juventus plays because obviously he's not bigger than Juventus. Okay, so he needs to adapt to the Italian style first before they can even win a trophy. Now, we all know in reality Juventus, if they continue with the success that they've been on, most likely 90% of the football world, you're going to agree with me and say Juventus is going to win the Serie A. Coppa Italia, like the domestic cups, always are confusing and tricky. So, possibly not. But you can't sit there and tell me that Juventus is automatically going to win the Champions League. No. Ronaldo needs to get used to how Dybala plays. Cuadrado, João Cancelo, Bonucci, Chiellini, Szczesny. As a team, as a football player, if you're new to the team, if you're Ronaldo and you're new to the team, you're not automatically going to win the trophy. You need to learn the style of football that they're playing first. You need to catch up with them before you can even think about getting to the final, let alone getting to the round, getting out of the group stage. Because who knows? It could be a shocker this year. Juventus could be dumped out. In reality, we know it's not going to happen, but it's not impossible to happen. Because it could happen. The thing about why I'm bringing this to you today is because it annoys me that people just think they can say shit and they don't hear it. They don't want to hear it. And they're just assuming that it's true. It's not. Again, I'm going to say this again, and I've been saying it over and over again. I know Ronaldo is a heavy name, and I know he comes bringing in a lot of individual trophies and a lot of team trophies. Okay, what he's done with Real Madrid is fantastic, but that chapter of his life is over. Okay, yes, he left his mark on the club. All right, he won a lot with them, but now he's starting something new. He's the same player, yes, but he has to adjust to Juventus. He has to adjust to the Serie A. Okay, he has to adjust to his new team. Okay, because he it's not like it's just gonna be Ronaldo. No. Ronaldo has always been a team player. Yes, he's selfish, but he's always been a team player. Okay, so in the Serie A, like we said before in another episode, it's bound to be a win for Juventus. But in the Champions League, obviously that's pretty much their main focus. Don't bullshit me. Don't tell me that their main focus is Serie A, because it's not. It's a hands down easy win for them. What the Serie A for them is basically scrimmages. Obviously they need to get the points, okay, because last season Napoli is very close. Okay, and Roma, they're coming in real hard. But their main focus is the Oh wow. I guess that's it. I don't remember ever putting that. Alright, well, until next time, take care. Episode 28 is done. Ciao, ciao.